Grief can leave us feeling overwhelmed and disconnected with emotions that we can't always express out loud. But what if I told you that simply putting pen to paper could help ease some of that emotional weight? Research has shown that journaling is a powerful tool for processing grief. It encourages self reflection, fosters emotional healing, and it creates a safe space for you to express even the most complex feelings. In this video, I'll share why journaling can be transformative practice for anyone navigating grief. So let's just jump right into this video. Why does journaling help with grief? Writing is more than just putting words on a piece of paper. It's a creative and deeply personal process that encourages introspection. When you journal, you give yourself permission to slow down, to reflect, name your emotions. And research shows that kind of internal exploration can lead to greater awareness of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your feelings, which help you understand your grief more deeply. So let's take a look at 6 benefits that journaling can give you. The first one, it provides a safe space for expression of your emotion. Grief often brings up emotions that we're afraid to share with others. We may think that people are like, wow, she's crazy. If you tell somebody the thoughts and the feelings of that it's coming up for you, maybe you have anger, guilt, or regret, or just fleeting moments of relief, and you don't want to share them with other people because you think they won't understand. These feelings can be difficult to voice out of fear for being judged or misunderstood. I understand that. And journaling provides a safe, private outlet where you can release these raw and unfiltered emotions. You can write freely without needing to edit your words, explain what you're thinking, and trying to explain what's really going on in your head. You don't have to worry about that. This emotional freedom allows you to be completely honest about your pain, your confusion, or that longing for your loved one. And in time, this practice can help you feel less emotionally bottled up and more connected to yourself. Benefit number 2, it helps you process complicated emotions. Grief, as you've probably heard, is rarely linear. It has no timeline, and it's filled with contradiction and confusing emotions. Let's face it, grief is all over the place. You may feel really deep sadness one day, and then the next you're laughing or you're extremely angry, and you don't know why. You don't know why it's going up and down. And then you may find some relief for a while, and then all of a sudden, smack, it's right back again. Journaling helps you untangle that process and these complex feelings that arise. By putting your emotions into words, you transform them from vague, overwhelming, maybe even scary sensations into concrete, manageable thoughts. You also may begin to notice patterns, such as certain triggers that intensify your grief, which can help you develop coping strategies. If you're looking to understand more about grief triggers, I'm going to have a video up here that you can listen to after this one. Getting back to journaling, writing about emotional pain, it reduces its intensity over time. The more that you express these difficult feelings, the less power that they hold over you. What a benefit. Benefit number 3, it promotes self-discovery and growth. Grief changes you. It reshapes your identity, your beliefs, and your priorities. I can vouch for that. From when I lost my first brother 31 years ago, I always say there's a before Jeff and an after Jeff. I'm a whole different person. And I wish that I would have journaled more or had journal and prompts to help me move through my grief. Because journaling gives you a space to explore who you're becoming. You may discover new insights about your own resilience, your values, or the ways that you find meaning after a loss. You don't have to worry about what everyone else is saying you need to do. You're discovering for yourself what you are feeling and what is important to you. So for example, as you write, you might realize you've grown into a more compassionate person toward others, more patient, with yourself, or you gain more awareness of life's fleeting beauty. Journaling also helps you challenge self-limiting beliefs. You can write down the unkind thoughts that grief brings, like, I'll never feel happy again, and then gently counter them with truth and compassion. Like, I am feeling like I will never be happy again, but in time, I will slowly find joy again. Over time, this can foster emotional growth and self compassion. Benefit 4, it helps you remember and honor your loved one. One of the deepest fears in grief is that you think you're going to forget your loved one. You'll forget their voice, their laugh, or small details that made them special. When you begin journaling, this allows you to preserve and celebrate their memory. I created 2 workbooks and journals around grief, or for grief, I should say. They're both called Mending Piece by Piece, but they're different versions. One is a workbook and journal to navigate grief with hope. This one is after a suicide loss. They are very similar in their prompts, but this one is geared towards suicide, and it has some different information in there, obviously different prompts. This one is geared for all different types of loss and has different chapters in here if you've lost a sibling, or you lost your spouse or a child, or you were a caregiver, where the other version doesn't have that. And I created these journals because after my loss, I was looking for a way to express my grief, and counselors were telling me, Linda, go home and journal. And I was like, journal what? I'd go home and just blank piece of paper, and I wouldn't know what to write. So over the years working with clients, this is what came out of it. We started doing some worksheets and then started having journal prompts. So both of them also take you through the grief process of what is common in grief, feelings, and then they give you different prompts for the feelings, or cognitively how you may change, or your family system, how that changes. It's educational, and it gives you prompts, checklists, and different things to help you go deeper in your grief. You can even collage if you don't like to write. The second half of it is space where you can preserve a lot of their memories. This gives you a space to write letters to your loved one. It also has spaces of, like, my favorite holiday with you was this. I remember when we talked about this, a playlist that you can create of all their favorite songs. So it's a space for you to put pictures, and there's different prompts and sections for you to go into detail about your loved one. So if you don't have a journal, you can pick one of these up. There'll be a link in the description, but you could just pick up a piece of paper or just get a notebook and start writing. Write letters to your loved one expressing what you miss or what you wish you could say to them. Describe cherished memories, their favorite sayings, or their funny habits that you remember, or moments that were very meaningful to you. You could put there. Or maybe you could start recording your dreams or signs or coincidence that remind you of them. By keeping their memory alive on the page, you are creating a personal tribute that you can often revisit whenever you need to feel close to them. Benefit 5, it creates a tangible record of your own healing. Grief can feel stagnant, as though like you're stuck in the grips of it and that you're never going to get out. But when you journal, you create a visible record of your healing. When you look back and you can see where you were, you're seeing this growth. On days when you feel overwhelmed, you can also look back and see how your grief has shifted, or maybe look back and see, what did you do that helped you cope in those moments? You might notice that your once raw, painful entries evolve into reflections of gratitude, acceptance, or hope. This is a tangible record, and this can become a testament to your resilience. It shows that while your grief still remains, you are growing stronger and you're learning to carry it with grace. Benefit 6, it reduces stress and improves emotional well-being. Research has shown that journaling is not just emotionally beneficial, it also has physical and mental health benefits. Expressive writing lowers stress hormones, reduces anxiety and tension, improves sleep quality, and helps your mind rest more peacefully. It also boosts your immune system. As you process emotions, it reduces chronic stress. Writing also gives you a sense of emotional release, allowing you to vent and let go of heavy emotions that are weighing you down. Here's a bonus benefit. It helps you find meaning in loss. A lot of times people don't see that as they are going through their grief. But over time, journaling can help you make sense of your grief. You may begin to recognize how your loved one's influence continues in your life, whether it's through lessons that they taught you or values that they've instilled, or that the love that you still carry for them. Through reflective writing, you may also discover ways to honor their legacy, maybe by supporting causes that they cared about, or by simply sharing their story, or simply just living with the kindness that they had. Journaling becomes a place where grief and meaning can coexist. Grief is a lifelong journey, and journaling offers a compassionate companion along the way. Through your words, you can express your pain, you can celebrate the love that you carry, and you can give yourself permission to heal, one page at a time. If you're grieving, I want you to consider starting a grief journal. Let it be space where you can just pour out your heart, reflect your memories, and hold on to that love that remains. I wish that I had something like this 30 years ago, because as the time passes, so do my memories. They fade. So what a great way for you to cherish and to preserve their legacy by whether you get a journal like this or you start your own journal. If this video resonated with you at all, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone else who may also be going through the grieving process. Remember that you're not alone. And until next time, continue mending piece by piece, one step at a time.